Alrighty, today we are talking about compound inequalities, which are two inequalities separated with and or. Alright, now, today all we're going to do is graph them. So when we are graphing the solutions, you really need to pay attention to this word, okay? And you need to think about what that means. Alright, so here, when we have x is greater than negative 2, let's look at what greater than negative 2 looks like. That's an open circle. Greater than is this way. Or less than or equal to 4, so now we have 4, less than or equal to means closed circle in this way. Now, if it is or, it's either here or here. Isn't that the entire thing covered? Yeah. So our solution ends up being, don't draw very straight lines, all real numbers. Okay, please when you're doing these you want to not only draw the line to show that you've covered the entire graph, but also write all real numbers. Okay, now with the next one it's the same thing, greater than negative 2, but this time it says and less than or equal to 4. So we have greater than negative 2 and where is it shaded for both? It has to be both here and here, which means this portion is where it's shaded for both. So my answer would be just that piece. Okay, so looks kind of messy, I know, but hopefully you got the point. When it's or and they are going towards each other, that means that covers the entire graph, that's all real numbers. Where if it's and they're going towards each other, and is when it's only shaded for where both of them fall. So that's only in the middle. Okay, let's look at some more examples. X is greater than negative 5, so greater than negative 5, or greater than 3. Now, because it's greater than negative 5 or greater than 3, that means we combine what's there, so our answer would be everything that is greater than negative 5. Okay, that includes both. Now, same one in number 4, but now it says and, so if I'm going greater than negative 5 and greater than 3, where is it shaded for both? Yeah, just up here. So my solution here is, that's not filled in, just greater than 3. Okay, so hopefully you see the difference. When it's or, we include everything that we've shaded, where it's and, we just include what is shaded for both. Okay, next one, x is less than negative 7, less than or equal to, so that's closed and to the left, and greater than or equal to 0. So, because it's and, that's what's shaded for both. Can I be here and here at the same time? No. No, you can't. That is no solution. Okay? So when it's and they point away, that's your no solution. Okay? Next, less than or equal to negative 7 or greater than 0. That is fine, right? You can be here or here. That's perfectly fine to leave it like that. In fact, a lot of or statements are going to look like that. Okay? Now, this one right here, this, when it's written like that, is an and statement. Basically, it's saying x is greater than negative 12 and x is less than 6. Okay, so it's kind of split up both ways. So that's an and statement. Easiest one to graph, because what do? We have negative 12, we have 6. They're both just less than, so that's an open circle for both. X is in between them. X is in between them. That would be x is greater than negative 12 and less than 6. With and, it's only what's shaded for both, so that's only in between them. Okay, so when you see one written like that, you need to know it's an and statement. And the easiest way to graph it, you have 3, you have 8. 3 is less than or equal to, so that's closed. 8 is just less than, so that's open. X falls in between. See how here x is between 3 and 8? That's why you shade in between. Okay, so I'm going to add one more slide and tell you a couple things that I want you to make sure you keep straight. When it's an and statement, if you have two things going toward each other, it is just what is in between. Okay, where if you have or and you are going towards each other, that is all real numbers. Okay. Now, if you have and they're going away from each other, that's where you have no solution. And if you have or going away from each other, that's fine. That's just what your graph looks like. Okay? So two things there. One more thing. And or, if you're going in the same direction, and is just where shaded both, and or is include both lines. Okay, so if it's this one right here, too many arrows, wow, this one right here, and it is and, that's just going to be from here up. Where if it's or, the same one in or, it's from the bottom one up because it is both of them together. Okay, so just kind of your 6 different situations there that you could run into. All right, so go ahead. The next slide is your you try. Go ahead and try them, and we'll go over them in the next class.